This week in WestfordCAT News, Westford Academy said goodbye to the class of 2019.
This is the time that we take our tassels from the right side and we move them to the left side. Mr. Antonelli, the class of 2019.
WestfordCAT's annual meeting is less than a week away, and 200 people rallied in the Common on June 9th.
So as you heard during the introduction, I am the minister serving First Church Unitarian in Littleton. The church I serve is solidly pro-choice.
Stay tuned. WestfordCAT News is next. I'm Nancy Burns, a WestfordCAT board member. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to sign up for our email alerts to get our latest Westford news articles. Just visit westfordcatnews.org and click on the red subscribe button in the upper right corner. Westford Academy's class of 2019 graduated on June 7th under a blue sky and warm sunshine, with hundreds of family members and friends watching from the field and bleachers of Trustees Alumni Stadium. In his opening remarks, Principal James Antonelli said the class had shown humility and kindness to each other and their educators throughout the year, and he offered the following anecdotes. He quoted the lyrics by country singer Tim McGraw for the song titled Humble and Kind.
Hold the door, play seat, say please, say thank you, don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come true, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind.
Antonelli read a letter received from JetBlue Captain David Arteta, who praised the seniors for their good behavior on their way to Disney World in Orlando, Florida at the end of May.
The second wonderful story I have to share comes after our 2-week trip, 2 weeks ago from our trip from Disney. I received a personal phone call and an email from JetBlue Captain, Flight 2051. He shared with me that one of our students, or our Westford Academy students, wrote a thoughtful note and gave it to him before departing the plane. He and his crew were so moved he took the time to reach out to me. Bear with me for a moment. Good evening, Mr. Antonelli. I am JetBlue Captain that flew a large group of your students to their senior trip to Orlando, Florida this morning, Flight 2051. At the end of the flight, one of the students handed myself and my crew a heartfelt and kind letter thanking us and the flight members for almost apologizing for potentially bad behavior, which we saw none of. In my 17 years of professional flying, I have never received a note from a high school student such as this.
Antonelli identified the student as Ariella Fleischer. Superintendent Everett Olson gave an inspirational speech stressing the importance of interpersonal relationships.
Life is all about interpersonal connections. Bill Daggett, noted educational author, has always said that people will gain their jobs oftentimes for technical skills. They'll lose their jobs because of the lack of interpersonal skills. I would encourage you, when you meet people, or your classmates, adults, employers, a firm handshake and a warm smile goes a long way. Keeping in mind that research has shown the first 7 seconds that you interact with a person provides the other person with an idea of who you are and what you're like. And the importance of connecting is, if I asked all of you tonight, students, parents, everyone, in 3 seconds to think about a favorite teacher that you had in life, you could name that teacher instantaneously. And what was the common denominator? Well, they made you feel special. They connected with you. They cared about you. They gave you that pat on the back or that encouraging word. They spent that extra time with you, as our faculty does, to make sure that you know you're just not a number in the school. You're a valued, valued member of our school family.
Other speakers included graduation speaker Elsa Heil, who urged her peers to view themselves as better than average, capable of achieving anything, and class president Julianne Lee, who reminded the graduates that everyone is a work in progress. Of the 440 graduating seniors, 6 will take a gap year, according to the school newspaper, The Ghostwriter. 2, Matthew Sanella and Adam Reedy, will immediately start their work careers. And 3, Viviani Morales, Erickson Gauthier, and Michael Kuklin will go into the military. The remainder will be academically engaged. The class valedictorian was Kristen Michelle Colavita, who is headed for Northeastern University. The salutatorian was Helen Yin Zhou, who will attend Brown University. WestfordCAT recorded the entire ceremony, and personalized DVDs can be ordered at WestfordCAT.org. WestfordCAT's annual meeting takes place on Wednesday, June 19th at 487 Patten Road. The public is welcome to join us as we recap another year of chronicling the town's major events, issues, and governmental meetings. As familiar media outlets get consolidated into regional companies, WestfordCAT's effort to record Westford's events and preserve them for tomorrow are becoming more and more important. Arrive with an appetite, as Paul's Diner, Bridges by Epic, and Rangoli Grill will provide complimentary entrees and desserts for our attendees. Traffic safety concerns at Westford Academy prompted Principal James Antonelli to try something new earlier this school year. Together with town engineer Paul Starrett, Antonelli received permission in March from selectmen to remove the one-way restriction on Patten Road for about 2 months. The idea came from a traffic study designed to improve flow and safety during student arrival and departure times. They appeared before selectmen again on June 11th.
I think we want to see what the traffic flow is when we get everybody driving back to the high school. You know, we lost a lot of seniors, then we had juniors ebbing and flowing back and forth, and I really need to see how it's going to work with all the congestion. I think the corner of Cold Spring and Forge Village was much improved, and that was reported from one of the neighbors over there. And then just general observations. Hard to get data, real raw data, in regards to any improvements. It's really just being out there, boots on the ground, Andrea, and doing a lot of observations. I put my truck down on Patten Lane.
Patten Road residents weighed in on the changes. Here's Karen Heitkamp of 15 Patten Road.
I live at 15, which is probably the most narrow and the highest elevation in the road. It's extremely narrow where I live, and we've had accidents at the end of my driveway where kids have ended up with their cars stuck on the rock wall and had to be towed off the rock wall. And it's the place where the kids like to catch the speed. And it's a very dangerous part of the road. I'm not here to oppose the lift on the one-way. I think, you know, things have to change because I know what's happening down on Forge and Cold Spring, thank you. But I do think that if some safety improvements aren't made to Patten Road, and we were told the road would be widened, and I haven't heard anything about that since this has been proposed. We're still talking about keeping a trial, and I haven't heard anything about road improvements.
To watch the entire selectmen's meeting, visit WestfordCAT.org. And now for our feature of the week. About 200 pro-choice individuals gathered on the Westford Common on June 9th to voice support for the 1973 Supreme Court landmark case of Roe v. Wade, in which 7 out of 9 justices ruled that a woman's right to choose an abortion was protected by the privacy rights guaranteed by the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The event was organized by 8 Westford women in response to what's happening elsewhere in the country. On May 15th, the state of Alabama enacted a statute that would ban abortion, effective in November. 4 other states have filed so-called heartbeat bills, denying access to legal abortions once a rhythmic beat can be detected. The states are Louisiana, Ohio, Georgia, and Missouri. Speakers at the rally included State Rep. James Arciero, a Westford Democrat, State Rep. Tammy Gouveia, an Acton Democrat, Nisha Verma, an obstetrician and gynecologist at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, and Westford selectman Tom Clay. Resident Emily Holmes voiced a powerful message.
One of my jobs as a writer is to understand and harness the power of words. Choosing the right words is important. And there's one word in the abortion debate that I'd like to spend a little time examining tonight. That word is pro-life. It's a good one, right? I mean, it's hard to argue with if you take it literally. I mean, sure, obviously. I like life. You all like life. Yay, life. Right? What else can you say? But the problem is that this word has become weaponized by politicians in a way that is both misleading and downright dangerous to women across the country. It ignores the basics of science, the realities of medical care, and the autonomy of women. Over the years, the term pro-life has become the rallying cry for GOP politicians in an effort to gain some kind of moral high ground in the abortion debate. It's hard to argue with until you realize that, based on the rest of their policy, the moral obligation to fight for life seems to end the moment that life exits the womb. Fighting for life should include fighting for kids living in poverty. Kids cowering under school desks during yet another mass shooting drill. Kids in cages whose only crime is having the audacity to be born on the other side of an imaginary line. There's a truth that pro-life politicians will never tell you, and it's at the heart of their hypocrisy. Outlawing abortion does not end abortion. It ends safe abortion.
WestfordCAT will alert you of any new developments in this topic. In its last meeting for the summer break, the school committee said goodbye to Student Council Representative Stephen McMaster, who had served as the Student Council representative for 4 years. Although he wasn't slated to be at the June 10th meeting, McMaster showed up to provide 2 updates. Here's McMaster.
So 2 items on the update. First, last night, to echo Ms. Miller, is a big success. The seniors, just about everyone goes, which is really great. And more important, everyone has a good time with it. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a good opportunity to see everyone before we go off to our corners of the world. So that was a great time. And you only hear good things about it from seniors, unless you didn't win a raffle prize, I guess. But item number 2, fist bumps were a big thing at graduation. I got a lot of positive feedback about that, actually. If you look on Instagram, a lot of people posted pictures of them fist bumping the superintendent, and they said, I got a fist bump from Mr. Olson, and that's like a big deal. So that was a new tradition. Good, yeah, maybe a new tradition. I'd encourage it. Besides that, I just want to take the opportunity to say goodbye, but more importantly, thank you. I fell into this role accidentally freshman year. At the time, I didn't know what school committee was. I just showed up, and since then it has been probably the most rewarding experience of any of the many things that I did throughout high school. It just has been great to be more involved. I'd say to any students, to any parents who are interested in, the school district and the town, getting involved is so rewarding, and it's just a great opportunity to be involved in your community and make an effect, have an understanding, and also to learn and grow. And so it just has been really fantastic to get to work with everyone. I hope that everyone's enjoyed it as much as I have. And unfortunately, I can't stay for the meeting, but I did want to come in and just say goodbye and thank you to everyone for the time and the opportunity. I just truly have enjoyed it, and I'm going to cherish it, I think, probably for the rest of my life. And I'm not gone forever. I'll be back in town for sure. So maybe you'll see me back on the board someday.
Yes. Very good. And remind us where you're off to.
So I'm going to Roger Williams University in Bristol for international relations. Before that, though, I am taking a gap year this September, a friend and I are going on a 9-month backpacking trip through Europe.
Congratulations. That's...
Well, then you have to come back and tell us all about it.
Yes, please.
So I'll be back in June, then school the next fall. If my career plans go where I want, ideally I'll become a diplomat for the State Department. I'd like to get deployed overseas. I think that working in a foreign country, especially after the whole gown color situation, I'll be well equipped to deal with de-escalating international situations. So.
To watch the entire meeting, visit WestfordCAT.org. Now an update on a story we brought you last week. The town's health director, Jeff Stevens, has issued an advisory that the sodium levels in the town's drinking water measured at 70 milligrams per liter for the month of May. The State Department of Environmental Protection requires health departments to issue an advisory if the sodium levels in drinking water go above 20 milligrams per liter. But Stevens stressed that Westford's water is safe to drink and that the sodium level falls within an acceptable range. Here he is reporting to the board members on June 10th.
The water's completely safe to drink. It's completely fine. Yeah. The water department does an outstanding job.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you're watching your sodium levels because your doctor says so, you should at least know that that's a potential source for you. Mm-hmm. So I have been in discussions with the water department and the highway department. Yeah. And some of it is road salt. Mm-hmm. And one thing that you've got to remember is Westford is blocked in by two sides. By Route 3, which is a 6-lane highway, and 495, 6-lane highway, and there's a lot of wetlands and a lot of runoff that comes directly into the town.
Watch the entire Board of Health meeting on demand at WestfordCAT.org. Winter is a 3-year-old guinea pig available now for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's Westford Cat's production coordinator, Patty Stocker, with more.
With summer just a few weeks away, winter is a distant memory in the minds of most. But this particular winter should be front and center, because he's a friendly and affectionate 3-year-old guinea pig looking for a new home. Here's the Lowell Humane Society's Erin Milligan with more.
All right, so this is Winter. He has been here at the shelter for a little while now. He's a sweet guy. He is looking for a guinea pig friendly home. He would prefer to be the only male in the home just because he likes to have his own space. The previous family who had him did have other guinea pigs. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to bond with any of them. He doesn't mind living in a cage that's next to other guinea pigs' cages, but space-wise, he just does better on his own. He is about 3 years old. He loves his greens. He also has a preference on what type of pellets he gets. He likes the lawn skinny style. Loves his parsley. Parsley's his favorite veggie. The family that had him, they did have up to 3 other guinea pigs in the home previously. They did say that with people that he knows, he does like to give kisses. Has also done well with kids in the previous home. So respectful kids he would like to hang out with again. And also did great. There were cats in the home and it didn't bother him that the cats were around either. Social, laid back, they're cuddly, curious, all outgoing and friendly. He does love his guinea pig huts as well. He actually had a favorite one in his previous home. And if he wants attention and you're not giving him enough, in his opinion, they did say he does like to flip his hut over to let you know.
If you'd like to provide Winter with his forever home, or would like more information on donating to or volunteering at the Lowell Humane Society, visit them Tuesday through Sunday at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell, or go to lowellhumanesociety.org. Call 978-452-7781. You can also find them on Facebook. For Westford Cat, I'm Patty Stocker.
TGIF, well, almost Friday. The weather for the weekend looks promising. Let's see what weather.com has to say. Here's WestfordCAT's Marketing and Outreach Manager, Sarah Fletcher, with suggestions for things to do in the area.
Thanks, Nancy. If you're not quite up to date on your choices for your summer reading list, head over to the Fletcher Library on Monday, June 17th at 7 p.m. for recommendations from the pros. Librarian Assistant Director Christina Liedberg and Librarian Maylene Kelly will lead a book talk. Their repertoire will consist of books old and new. Registration is not needed for this presentation. For more information, visit westfordlibrary.org. Learn gymnastics this summer at the Road and Bush Community Center. The 3-day program runs from June 18th to June 20. Half-day participants will attend from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. or from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Full-day participants will attend from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. The class is open to all levels, boys and girls, from beginner to seasoned pro. Learn skills on the floor, the beam, the bars, and the vault. Activities also include an obstacle course and games. Tuition is $250 for a full-day participant and $140 for half-day attendees. For more information, visit rodenbush.org. Join a sunset drum circle at the Fruitland Museum in Harvard on Wednesday, June 19th from 7 to 8:15 p.m. The steady rhythmic sound will help participants connect with the sky as the sun sets, connect with the land, and feel the energy. Prior drumming experience is not needed. Monique Morimoto and Stephen Whitney of Soulworks Rhythm will facilitate the circle. The event takes place, rain or shine, under an open-air tent. To register, visit thetrustees.org. I'm Sarah Fletcher for WestfordCAT News. Back to you, Nancy.
That's it for now, Westford. We take you inside the Parish Center for the Arts, where Lee G's first solo gallery of paintings are on display through the end of June. For more information, visit westford.org/PCA. Have a great week, everyone.